Hi everyone, it's Bev here, your mental health coach, providing tips, tools, techniques and advice helping you to stay mentally strong in these difficult times and beyond. The topic for this video is living in the here and now. Now I know that this is a difficult concept for many people to get their heads around, and I want to tell you that living in the moment, savoring the moment, if we could do that, it would disperse a lot of our mental health issues. So what I want to do is give you a couple of stories, talk to you about what it does to our body when we don't live in the here and now, and then I'm going to leave you with a couple of pointers that will help you on your living in the moment journey. So, first story. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I will begin. So once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a man that lived in the village. He was negative. He criticized everything. He judged everybody. He mumbled and grumbled all the way through his life. His colleagues ganged up one day and went to the boss and said, "We can't live with this man anymore. We can't work with him. We can't do anything with him. Do something about him or we're all going to leave." So the boss had to go and talk to the man and said, "Listen, you are so negative and so horrible to work with and be with. You have to go and see the wise old man in the forest." So, in fear of losing his job, the man gathered his bread and cheese, got up on his horse, and rode off into the distance. He traveled for days. But after the fourth day, he came across a house in the middle of nowhere. This must be where the old man lives, thank goodness. So, he dismounted from the horse, went up to the front door and knocked on the door. "Old man, please help me. I have got problems. I'm going to lose my job. Can you help me?" "Okay, but before you come into my house, before you take off your shoes, there is a couple of things that I want you to do. The first thing is that you must have no thoughts about the past." The man thought about it and said, "Okay, I think I can do that. I am not going to bring anything up about the past." "Good," said the old man. "So now I want you to have no thoughts about the future. You must not tell me about the future, okay? If you can do that, then you can enter." So the man said, "I can do that," and he entered. The old man said to him, "So where are you?" And without thinking or without being able to think of the past or the future, he said, "I'm here." And then the old man said to him, "And what time is it?" And the man said, "Now." And then the old man said to him, "So what's your problem?" And as the man scanned himself, he realized that he had no problem. He was immediately enlightened and he rode back to the village. So what does that say? It says very simply that when we go back to the past, what we buy is regret, resentment, and we harbor on the mistakes and the missteps that we might have taken. But I'm here to tell you that whatever happened to you in the past, as rough as it might have been, has brought you to this moment. You're a survivor. And when we project into the future, all we get is anxiety. Because how can we tell what's going to happen in the future? Who knew that COVID virus was going to descend on the world and upend all of our existence? You see, tomorrow is a concept, because by the time you get to tomorrow, it's today. and so on and so forth. And living in the future or the past creates so much tension in our bodies. When we live in the past, it creates a fight-flight situation and we get depressed. When we live in the future, it creates a fight-flight situation and we get anxious. But when we live in the moment, what's going on? As you listen to me right now, what's going on for you? This takes me to my next story, and this is so cool. When Michael Jackson was filming his last movie, This Is It, he was going to do a spectacular song. I think it was called Criminal. Forgive me if I've got the title wrong. But there he was on a platform with his back to the audience, back to the dancers, and his back to the musicians. And he was giving it all this pose, right? And in this song, everything comes in on a beat. So the director said, Michael, you can't see the conductor. You can't see the dancers. How are you going to get the cue to come in? And Michael said, very simple, I'll feel it. That's my best Michael Jackson accent. But truly, when we live in the moment, it emerges. We will feel it. Just as you feel hungry and then you know what to do. You will know what to do as the time comes. If I need to problem solve, I'll problem solve. If I need to think something through, I'll think something through. So life flows. We're designed that way. We don't save up breath. We don't save up heartbeats. We just beat our heart in the moment. In the moment. So if we live in the moment, we become more creative. Ideas do not come tomorrow. I'll get a good idea tomorrow. No, they emerge. And if you're in the moment, in the here and now, then you can act on these good ideas that come floating your way. You become more resourceful. You can make better decisions. You can conserve your energy. It's all about living in the moment. So, what can you do? Here are some techniques that I can help you with just to see how it feels to live in the moment. 2 minutes becomes half an hour becomes 2 hours, and so on and so forth, till you find yourself living in the moment, cherishing the moment, enjoying the moment. You will become more resourceful for whatever the future holds. I guarantee you that. So let me give you the pointers. So if you find yourself drifting off into the past, trying to figure out the past, change it or what have you, that will never happen. If you catch yourself doing that, then say to yourself, when you catch yourself, I'm back. So that trains your brain. Come back, come back. That's number one thing that you can do to get into the moment, the here and now. Another thing that you can do is to go through a series of drills. Now, we all know that we have to wash our hands, and in the UK, we are told to wash our hands for 20 seconds. And if we sing happy birthday to you 2 times, then that's the 20 seconds. But what about doing this? Instead of happy birthday, what about saying I'm washing my hands? I'm aware of the soap on my fingers. I am massaging my hands. And do that for 20 seconds. You know, be in the moment as to how you're cleansing your hands. Do that, 20 seconds. If you can do that for 20 seconds, then move on to the 2-minute drill, which is brushing your teeth. Now, everybody has to brush their teeth. And what are you thinking of when you are brushing your teeth? Are you actually conscious? Maybe not. So get into your conscious mind and brush your teeth. I am brushing my teeth. I am spending time brushing the back, and then the front, and then the side, and then however you do it. I'm swooshing the water around in my mouth, and you're feeling that sensation. And when you're doing that, you're actually present. And when you're present, you're aware. And that's pretty cool. Then the third thing that you can do is to move on to food. Now sit at the table and chop up your food. Open your mouth and experience the food in your mouth. Experience the different sensations. The hot, the cold, the bitter, the sweet. Imagine or feel the food going down your throat. And then you can take it to another level whereby you can imagine the food in your gut and what it's doing to your body. And so therefore, not only are you in the here and now, but you're in tune, you're in the moment, you're in flow. The Buddhist have spoken about living in the here and now. That's all there is for 2,500 years. It's about time that we caught up. Going back to the story of the man who lived in the village. When he came back to the village and took up his job, he still had his job. Life doesn't change, but he was minus the depression, minus the anxiety, minus the negativity, minus the critical thinking, and minus the judgment. And he was a better person to have around. Live in the moment and save your mental health. I'll leave it there. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay sane.